Never Seen It podcast, the only podcast called Never Seen It that's worth listening to. And with us tonight is Mr. Arnie, the one-man party, aka Arnold Callego, Mr. Daily Dares, aka Filipino Grigio, aka Alex Callego, Mr. Donnie Appleseed, aka Donnie John, the cousins Callego, Mr. 188, aka Justin Holden, and with a couple of return guests tonight, including Mr. Milkman America, a.k.a. Chris, welcome back. And thrice now, she's joined us, that Denver girl, a.k.a. Amber Wyatt, Miss Amber Wyatt. Thank you guys so much for joining us on the show today. And tonight, we're talking about the 1994 The Crow, starring Brandon Lee, directed by Alex Proyas, exactly 1 year after young rock guitarist Eric Draven and his fiancée are brutally killed by a ruthless gang of criminals. Draven, watched over by a hypnotic crow, returns from the grave to exact revenge. This stars Brandon Lee, Rochelle Davis, Ernie Hudson, Michael Wincott, Bailing, Sophia Sheenas, Anna Thompson, and Michael Massey. Why does that sound so familiar? He's the bad guy, I believe, in this movie. But yeah, this is quite the cultural, I guess, phenomenon. And also a cursed film, not just because of the incident that happened, which we will talk about, but also because we've discussed this movie on this show many years ago, and I believe it was one of the lost episodes. Am I right on that? Who knows the lore? Justin, are you the lore keeper, or Alex?
That is correct. That is correct.
This was
it's on that the loss of that episode is on me. I think were you on that episode, Adrian?
I thought I was, but I don't remember now. I've actually I'm thinking about it.
I think either you or Anthony were missing. Either way, I had to supply the recording device, and we were using my laptop to record it off of GarageBand. Now, I've only used GarageBand once prior to that, and so it was kind of fuzzy on how to use it. But I was like, I could figure it out. I figured we started recording.
I don't think I was on that show. So actually, this okay. Well.
I think it was Anthony then. He was kind of helping me out. He was doing the assist. And then we got the thing rolling, and then we hit stopped after the episode, and I did something stupid, and it didn't save the episode. So I don't know.
Well, you know, it happens in the world of podcasting. This is just one of those hiccups you got to go through. Yeah. But it's good that we're doing it now all together, all seven of us here. And of course, Mr. Healing Laughter Power in the chat as always. He's going to be hanging out with us tonight virtually. And Alex, I believe you chose this movie. So why did you choose The Crow?
For obvious reasons, because we didn't get to literally release it. But second, I watched this YouTube video it's one of my all-time favorite films. I love this film. It means so much to me. But two, I recently watched this video that kind of told the tale behind not just the film, but more importantly, the comic book and the creator, James O'Barr, what he went through to create The Crow, to bring that to life and to bring the movie to life. And, the sad thing is it's built on loss and grief and regret and anger, revenge even. So James O'Barr lived a really sad life. When he was just a baby, CPS came to his home to take him away, and his mother was too drunk to even remember when she gave birth to him. So he doesn't know his actual birthday. And so that's just kind of like a string of a lot of bad stuff that happened to him. He was bounced around from foster home to foster home, orphanage to orphanage. This is
my story right now. You're actually telling my story, so this is cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's the great thing about this. It's such a relatable story. He went through a lot of shit, and the story behind The Crow it's based off of the death of his girlfriend. He met this girl named Bethany, who they just instantly connected. They were the two different sides of the coin. They are she balanced out the negative parts of him, who she was this ray of light in his life. And he eventually moved in with her, and he was really happy living with her. And He was like an irresponsible teenager, didn't pay his car insurance bill, and the cops knew where his car looked like. So he was like, called his girlfriend to like, hey, can you pick me up? And on her way to go to her car to go pick him up, a drunk driver kills her. And he, like, rather than like, like understanding that this was like a tragic incident that he had no control over, he blamed himself for it. And that, to cope with it, he went into the military to try to just avoid everything that was going on. That's where he did well. He knew he was a good artist, but like that's where he like honed his skill as an artist to by redrawing like training manuals, especially of dead bodies. It was kind of crazy. And he that's when he became came up with the story of the Crow. Well, before that, he was stationed in Berlin, and that's where he discovered the music of Joy Division. Ian Curtis, rest in peace. And Joy Division was this thing that he realized that like the music was about love and loss, romance, anger, hatred, revenge, like it's all this, and he connected with it, and that's how he came about the story of the Crow.
And I was reading that he didn't want, the creator of the original comic did not want Brandon Lee to play the part. I thought that was interesting.
He was actually they sent him the tape, but he actually ended up meeting with Brandon Lee just to see, and he found out that Brandon Lee was a huge fan and could quote lines from the comic book.
Nice. Arnold, I think you're the only one here who has not seen it. Am I correct?
No, this is actually one that I've seen many times.
Oh,
it was Amber and Chris.
Oh, Amber and Chris, you guys haven't
seen
seen it.
Yeah.
Okay, Amber, I'll start with you then. In that case, what was your perception of this movie prior to having watched it?
Felt like I love the set design. Like that was insane. Like it's obviously a comic book. Like it was so over the top and like ornate and stuff. And then kind of like hand drawn almost, the way like those things look in the opening scene, like that like city and like everything inside the apartment and stuff. I thought that was really cool, but I felt like like it's either the scripting or like Brandon Lee's acting like was surprisingly like not the best. Like and I don't know, like I thought like he would be more pissed that his girl got like he was kind of like, even though he still killed everybody, like I don't know, he wasn't mad enough for me. Like it was pissing me off. I was like, why are you not getting madder, bro? Like, I don't know. And then he was just kind of like sensitive, like, but I thought the soundtrack was incredible. Like, I loved every song that played. Like, it was so 90s. Like, it was so cool. They had 9 Inch Nails on there for a second.
Solid soundtrack, dude.
But yeah, I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Like, it was just kind of like, I can't think of any direct examples, but it was like sometimes when he said his line, he was just like kind of unsure of himself or something. And I'm like, is this the character or is this like, you suck at acting? Like, I don't know.
I think it was the
like
character,
there should have
though.
been another gear. You
Okay.
think there should have been like
He's not
one
like
more.
an actual killer, you know what I mean? Like, I guess that's
Yeah,
like that's part of the
yeah.
character development. He's doing this like to get revenge. Like, he's not like a
Yeah.
cold-blooded killer.
That's exactly what it
Not
was.
even.
Yeah, because was that James O'Barr? The reason why he wanted Brandon Lee not only was because he was a fan, but because he was able to balance that. He initially saw like how sweet and gentle Brandon Lee was. He didn't see that killer side, and that's what he wanted because he was trying to portray that sort of, if you see the scenes where he's just getting angry in the room, like in their old apartment, that's when you see his like total anger and frustration. But his, he understands, and one of the things that's like hard to grasp sometimes, I think, is because I think in his head he thinks he's never gonna see his girlfriend ever again. Like, even after he takes revenge, he thinks he's just there to take revenge and that's it. And so he's like kind of settled on this sort of situation.
Yeah, and I felt like with the first guy and like what's the guy that like was in the bed with the girl? I think he's the third guy. Like, I thought they were gonna like like, even though he can't die, like, I don't know, they were clowning him too much. It was pissing me off. I was like, tell him off, like, and I'm like, he's gonna kill him anyways, but still, like, I guess it was just to show that they were like dumbasses. but like they were really like clowning on him, and I'm like, I don't know.
Oh no, Fun Boy. Here,
Yeah,
Fun Boy.
Like he kept saying "fun boy." It
Fun
was
boy.
like,
That's the guy who actually shot the gun that killed Brandon Lee.
Oh,
yeah.
really?
No,
Right?
no, that
It
wasn't.
wasn't it Fun Boy?
No, it wasn't. It was actually the guy in the final scene. Like, what is that?
Michael
He plays.
Massey
Fun
He
Boy.
plays Candyman.
Oh, I could be wrong.
It's
Tony
actual
Todd.
Candyman?
I thought it was Fun Boy.
Yeah, it's the actual
Tony
final
Todd?
scene there. He dies. Yeah, because they had almost finished the whole movie, and that was like the final scene that they were filming, and so that like there was a couple like kind of couple scenes that the stunt double plays in, but almost the whole movie was Brandon Lee.
Yeah, I think they had like 8
and,
days
the
left.
first guy in the alley, I thought he was gonna beat the shit out of him for real, kill him.
Yeah. It was, and the sad thing is, it was like after they were gonna wrap the movie, 2 days after the movie was to wrap, Brandon Lee was engaged to get married. So
That whole movie was cursed. Like just like the making of it, they had so many
Like,
issues.
damn.
Was it going back to what you were saying, like that the acting was bad in certain cases? I agree, and I was actually telling Donnie this earlier. Is that like sometimes when it came to certain scenes, like the tone of it was kind of like brought down, and then it just felt like we were watching like a goth Hallmark movie. In some parts, there are moments where it's like the characters are like really close together. It's like an intimate, almost looking shot, and then this weird background music starts playing, and it just feels ever so slightly off, and it just feels like they just ran out of budget and then cut immediately to like Hallmark budget. It's strange.
It took you out of it.
I think what you're referring to though is like definitely probably I truly believe that was probably the compromise that they had to put in to the movie, because if you read the comic book, it's way darker, but it doesn't have the storyline of the kid. They put it in there to like have some connection, that you have to have like some sort of human sort of telling the story.
Yeah, you know that
and I think that's
that character they got rid of, Alex. You're probably familiar with the comic book. It's like a cowboy skeleton. I don't know what his name is. Do you know what I'm talking about? There's a character in a comic book that kind of explains more of the background of the Crow and why he has these powers and pretty much all the missing pieces that we have to assume when you watch the movie. But
yeah,
they took it out of the movie because I guess as an artistic decision. It was just that they didn't feel like it went.
I think they replaced that guy with the little girl.
Yeah.
I think
they should.
The little girl seems to be more of the narrator.
Yeah.
Whereas like if they put that guy in, like it's kind of hard to sympathize and like create sympathy.
Yeah.
For like what it's almost like you have this young girl who experienced this who was like a bystander.
Yeah.
Of what happened, and she was affected by it, obviously. But it's like she ends up being the narrator. But that's when you have to have that, like what Justin refers to as like the Hallmark like situation with the mom, which never happened in the comic book. So.
Right. Chris, what was your perception of this before you watched, and how did that change after?
Yeah, so prior to watching the movie, I'd obviously like heard of The Crow, and especially obviously when we get closer to Halloween, that's like one of people's like go-to like cult classics. And for whatever reason, it just never called to me. Like I never wanted to like go watch it. I had heard about like Brandon Lee unfortunately passing away during the movie, so has been a little bit of an intrigue of like seeing like what this movie was. So I'm glad I finally got the opportunity to do that. But it always just seemed like I got indie vibes from like prior to watching it. It was just like this niche little movie that everyone just kind of like latched onto. So honestly, I did a double feature. So I watched this one, and then I watched the 2024 The Crow.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad I did that because I liked the 1994 one so much better, and I think I liked it even more after watching 2024.
Right. What was so bad about that one? Because I heard that the remake.
I've never seen that either. I've never seen it.
Me
I
and
don't recommend it.
Short answer.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
recommend it.
I think some of the aspects of The Crow, the 1994 one, that I really enjoyed, especially after the fact, was that you kind of got how distraught this guy was. And to your point, Amber, like, yes, I didn't feel like at any point he was like this like psycho killer that like tapped into some like animalistic rage about his girlfriend.
which like I would have done. So I was like
Yeah.
disappointed. I was like,
I think a lot of people would. That's why it's like, come on, dude, like click, like just do it. Like this is crazy. Like all of this crazy stuff happened. And I think what I got from it was that he's so much more in tune with being like this sensitive, like man, right? Like he's not this like edgy guy that does all this stuff. I think it's only once he dies and becomes the Crow that he's like taps into this different part of himself that he didn't have prior. So it was kind of like we got to go along that journey with him, finding that like the grit to him. And in some
That's kind of,
it's really sensitive, but I think that's kind of like the beautiful part of it.
yeah. I mean, if you think about the goth culture, they're not prone to violence. Like most goth people aren't gonna like go out and have fights.
only
Yeah.
self-harm, right? They don't harm others, only themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think it's this man has been reborn. He died. Everything he knows is just completely gone. His pad was like ransacked and destroyed, and this guy had another chance at life. And although it was more of like a revenge-seeking thing, I think he saw this as an opportunity to actually make a difference and possibly even change himself a little bit. Now he has the ability to be somewhat immortal and everything, but I think him dying really changed his perspective on life. Even though, you know, he was killing people brutally, I think he just kind of thought about things a little bit differently too.
Yeah. And the point as well with the original movie, there's a level of simplicity. Like, I know you're talking about like the Hallmark aspects to the movie, and like to a degree, I absolutely agree with that. But I think having like breathing room for all of the action that happens and like the emotional growth that this character has, like I think there's something to be said about letting some of these scenes kind of breathe and like let you just like sit with the movie a little bit. In comparison to the new Crow movie, it feels very much like we're like, yeah, you know what, it was slow, it needs more action, it needs more story, and it added so many different elements, and I think it kind of lost itself. Like, the original movie is just so, I think, so good because of how simple the plot is. This guy literally is coming back to avenge, right, the life that he lost.
You know what I found interesting? I read the plot line for that too, for the new one. And they are saying like how the girl is like kind of the onus for why this all happens, all this bad stuff where they get killed. And I think that takes away from what the Crow was about, right?
100%.
This girl, Shelley represents this innocence, right? She gets killed because of this bad situation that they got into. Yeah, it happenstance. And it's like the new version, from what I read in the synopsis, that takes away from that. It's almost like blaming her for what happened. You know, her past. Like, no, that's wrong. That's like, that makes this whole thing like, well, why is he going after revenge? Like, it's her fault. Then like, but yeah, that's another thing that I didn't like about. I didn't even want to watch the new one. So.
Chris, did the new one have more of a polished, like, made by committee feel compared to this one?
1,000%. It felt diluted. Like, it felt like, oh, we have to check this box off. We have to add more romance. We have to give a reason for why she dies and how he gets the powers and all of this stuff. And it added way too much to it. It's like, I counted it at the 40-minute mark. We finally see him become the Crow. So, like, literally, if they would have just started at the 40-minute mark, start the movie there, it would have been better, because why did I just watch the first half of this movie? What did I get?
Wow.
Almost nothing.
Really?
Yeah. I've often proposed movies, when you write it, just cut off the first 30 minutes and just boom, start at the top of the second act. Let's get into it. In media res, as they
All right,
call
that's
it.
it. You're doing the next remake.
So Chris, are you saying?
Journalism too.
Yeah.
What's that, Ember?
That's what they say in journalism too. Get to the meat of the story.
Get to the meat of the story.
Just get there.
Just get there, yeah.
Start
Arnold, you
with
were saying something? Now I got cross. Sorry about that. Arnold.
So 40 minutes into it, they finally. So you're saying then that 30 minutes into it, you're already at to like stretch your hips and stuff, right? We're
We're not
almost
there yet. We're not there yet.
There right
We're
now.
not there yet. We're not there yet.
Arnold's champing at the bit to like swivel those hips.
Basically, Arnie, by the 30-minute mark, you would have been sleeping. That's what we're trying to say.
Yeah.
With a pint of Rocky Road here and a glass of beer here, right? Arnold?
Cup of coffee.
HLP.
And beer gurgles in his belly.
Yeah. HLP says, I think he was dealing with a lot of confusion and coming back to life and not surely knowing what is actually taking place with the crow's sight. But he had a suffering aspect to his killing.
That makes sense that he was confused because sometimes he was like, what? Like, it was like, it was so like cool, but it was like, you're dumb. Like, but I'm also like, okay, he came back from the dead. You don't really know what's going on. So.
Have you ever taken like a hard nap in the middle of the afternoon? You wake up and it's nighttime. I feel like that's what this movie was. You just saw him waking up, and then he's like, "Okay, I guess I have to kill people."
I've had a similar experience like that. I remember one time I like went to bed after work because I was working grave shift, and this was when I was living in Palm Springs. I'm like dead ass asleep, and then I hear knocking and doorbell ringing, and I'm like, what the fuck? I was like, who's that? And I go to my door and I open the door and it's Tim. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing here? Type of deal. Yeah. And then Tim's like, hey man, let's go play some video games or something and hang out for a little bit before we start recording. I was like, what the hell are you talking about? I thought this motherfucker came to my door at 5 a.m. I was like, what the fuck are you doing at 5? But I slept so long it actually was like 5 p.m. So I had no idea what I was doing or what was going on.
I had a similar situation happen like that. I remember our Arnold and I, our older brother Donnie, he was taking a nap. When he woke up, he came to the kitchen and he saw me eating cereal, and it's like breakfast time. And he looked at me. He's like, he saw the time. It was like 7:00, and he saw me kind of dressed up. And he's like, "Why didn't you wake me up? I'm late for school." And I was like, what are you talking about? It's 7
You should
p.m.
say, Marty McFly, get a watch. You know what I mean?
It was an opportunity missed. He could have been like, oh, I thought it was Saturday. Sorry.
Well, this movie came out in 1994, which another movie we recently watched came out that year, Doom Generation. Do you guys think there's, was 90s, peak sort of grunge movie cinema? Or grunge
This
cinema?
really I think this had a huge impact on a lot of those movies that came out. What year did that movie come out? Doom Generation. Or 94 also? Oh, maybe not so much. Maybe it was just coincidental. But all the other movies that follow that, there's a lot of like Blade was at 98, Matrix 99, those are all definitely influenced by it.
They're onto something.
I was actually gonna say that I feel like Doom Generation and The Crow could be existing in actual same world cinematic world.
Yeah.
Buddy movies, movie pairings. Forrest Gump also came out in 94, by the way. So obviously similar vibes there.
Very grungy.
Very grungy. What's that, Ember?
The Nightmare Before Christmas came out in 94.
Oh shit.
that's right.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
Pulp Fiction came out in 94.
Did it?
Oh.
Which one?
Pulp Fiction.
Oh yeah, Pulp Fiction.
Oh,
Yeah.
The 90s were a while. It's like when times are good, these movies about really dark, stories come out. But when times are bad, they try to make more positive movies. Do you guys ever notice that kind of?
Yeah.
What's that movie? American Beauty.
Oh yeah.
What's the whole premise there? Oh, I have a steady corporate job and my life sucks. And then the economy's great.
I'm Kevin
Arnold.
Spacey. I'm doing bad
Arnold.
things.
I think it's about that time. Arnold.
One.
I need to have a music cue or something. I need to import some music. Oh, he's got a. Yeah, there we go. Oh, we can barely see you, but that's fine.
Hey, Chris. I got a question. Does Arnold literally do this at work too?
I think Chris is the one encouraging him. Actually,
Not every 30 minutes. Have you
I learn
calculated that?
everything- I learn everything from Arnie.
Man.
Oh, okay.
Teaches
So
me everything.
Who said
And-
horny
and we-
dad?
Oh, that's HLP. HLP said
I do all the. I teach him all the naughty stuff. Sorry.
Sorry, that's cut out. It's supposed to say "horny daddy."
horny daddy. Yeah.
Zaddy.
And speaking of leather, I mean, there's a lot of. I feel like there's a lot of leather in this movie. Like, I feel like his whole outfit is like black leather.
And
This-
it all fit in that
this-
tiny box. He had a
Yeah.
whole outfit in a jewelry box. I was like, all right, what's going on? Man?
Wasn't there a lot of leather?
He was a
in,
rock star.
Yeah, he was a rock star. Yeah.
He was a rock star. Yeah.
He got the
What's the
trench
one
coat
with
from
pin,
T-Bird.
pin needle head guy? What's that movie? What's that called?
Hellraiser.
Hellraiser. Those guys
Hellraiser.
are wearing a lot of leather in that.
An episode we also did.
We did do that. We did do Hellraiser, and that one was
That was
not.
a Halloween. That was a Halloween episode, right? Or did we do that?
I believe it was.
Promo.
Yeah.
That's 80s.
American Beauty equals horny daddy. Oh, he's saying American Beauty
Got it,
equals horny
got it.
daddy. Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Also 420 daddy. So, what do you guys think was the emotional high point of this movie? I'll start with you, Donnie. What was the emotional high point? Like when you got to that climax, what was the emotional climax? You think?
I don't know. Let me think about that. Pass on me. Go on to the next person. I don't know.
Pass it on. Okay.
Yeah.
Justin.
I don't know.
It's a panel show. It's okay. We'll come back to you. Justin, what was the emotional climax for you in this movie?
That's a very good question. There's like a few moments that I feel are super like in the moment, like you're watching it and then this specific thing happens and you're like, oh, okay, this is the movie's like peak, at least for me. I think it's I always forget the girl's name. What's that girl's name again?
Blonde?
The blonde girl, the little girl that's
girl?
like Eric's.
Girl.
Yeah, the little girl.
What is her name? again?
I don't
forget
know
her name. I am so sorry. It sucks.
It's okay. Just
But
call
honestly-
her a little blonde girl. Go ahead.
Like that moment where like she's like talking to him and she doesn't really Sarah? Is that who it was?
Daria?
Okay. And she's talking to Eric but she doesn't know it's Eric and
On the street.
she's like, "Oh, I wish it wasn't raining or something like that." And then he says, "It can't rain all the time." I always go back and I think
It's like
about
a classic
yeah,
line.
and she turns,
Yeah.
like honestly, that's my favorite part of that whole movie. It's so deep and it's so connected. I feel like that's when the movie really connects itself, is in that moment that shows a little bit of humanity, even though like it's kind of like a moment of realization for her, but she doesn't quite know it or see it right in that moment. But it's a moment of connect in my opinion.
Do you guys
You know this.
Oh, I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
Do you guys know where that line came from, or like the origin of that? Did you guys read about it?
It can't rain all the
Yeah,
time.
I guess like James O'Barr was in line at a grocery store and he didn't have enough money. This was during the making of like The Crow, I guess, and he was at his low point and he had to put back groceries. And just so happened, behind him was the governor of the city that he was shooting in, and he paid for it. He didn't know who he was at that time, but he told him, you can't eat rice all the time. And he just made it more poetic, and then he changed it and he inserted it into his movie. But I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow, that's
yeah,
really cool.
but it was something that he realized like later who it was. But he kind of like got all this. He was able to get all the groceries because he was just gonna put everything back and was like, I'm just gonna buy this rice. And that's what the guy told him, the governor.
Rice
Yeah,
all the
and then
time?
he changed it to it can't rain all the time.
Dang.
You know what's interesting? Going back to what Justin was talking about Sarah, I only really kind of like realized this after later viewings was Eric and could never really truly try. He really doesn't want to reconnect with Sarah because that's a reminder of the life he used to have, and he knows he can't go back. Because if he goes back and tries to reconnect with Sarah, it's only going to create disappointment for Sarah when he goes away. So
Yeah, you can see that too.
it's
that
painful
part.
for him.
Yeah, you can almost see him like making that decision too, of like, do I, don't I? And then he just like walks away and leaves her in the rain.
Just
That
like
was a really good.
And in the apartment too. Remember when she goes into the apartment like looking for something? She's probably looking for Eric again, and he's like talking to him, but she doesn't know if he's there or not. And he's like, "I thought you were my friend," and then she is about to leave. He's like, "I am your friend," you know. And he embraces
like an
her.
angel.
Yeah, yeah. But he acknowledges her. He understands. It's like, to me, it's like heartbreaking. For me, it's like, oh my God. Like I saw that and I was like, fuck, that's what really happened. Like he's like acknowledging her, but it's hard for him to acknowledge her. He understands that.
Yeah, the heaviness of it.
I cried
Yeah.
too. Wait, did you say you cried?
I think you're the only one who said that.
Who are you talking to?
You like Bryce Dallas Howard? Can you cry on command? You guys ever see that clip where she cries on command?
Oh, sorry. I thought I was on mute. I took a call, guys. Sorry. I was telling.
we didn't.
Are you really on the phone? I can't
Man,
tell
Arnold,
anymore what's real.
you're a jerk for taking a phone call while
He's
you're
really on the phone.
Jeez, what a jerk.
Just
We're busy doing something and you're taking phone calls. Gosh.
No. Because there's someone who was really sad, and I told him that I cried too.
Oh,
Jerk.
Oh,
that's
You're
really
a jerk.
nice.
You're a jerk.
Hey,
Arnold, what's the snacks on deck tonight? I haven't seen you.
I got a noisy bag of chicharrones from Cardenas. It's very crunchy, very
Arnold,
noisy.
what's your favorite hot sauce?
I think we talked about this before.
I want to hear it again. I want to hear it
Tapatio.
coming from your mouth.
It's
Yes.
kind of like my go-to.
what is it?
It's like
Oh, okay.
tapatio.
Tapatio.
It's like standard. But then when it comes to like breakfast and eggs, I'm a Tabasco kind
I thought you were
of
gonna say truffle.
Hey, Arnold,
Oh,
are you a chicharron and guacamole guy?
oh,
That's the move. That's the move these days.
That's
the move
that's
these
good.
days.
It's called pork rinds.
Yeah,
yeah,
pork rinds.
Yeah.
pork rinds.
Yep.
Chicharron. I seen it on the bag, but I ain't never called it that.
What'd you call it? Oh, pork rinds. Pork rinds.
Chicharron. You gotta roll your R's, Amber. Chicharron.
Well,
Pork
Pork rinds.
Please.
at Cardenas.
In Britain, they call them pork scratchings.
Pork scratchings. That's
At
how
Cardenas, they have they have different levels of pork rinds or
I swear to God, the British invented the fucking language, and they have all these dumb words and phrases. Like, come on, the loo. Let me go use the loo to take a like. Come on,
This was chicharron popcorn.
Ah,
So
is it?
interesting.
yeah,
In case you wanna
Hey, you
ruin
know
popcorn.
who's really fucked up? The person who decided to name their son Lou when
Yeah.
named their son Toilet.
Yeah.
hey, I know a British person who named her son Lou.
This is Lou.
Does she say she's going to the loo?
How about Randy when they name him Randy? Doesn't that mean like warning?
Oh yeah,
Randy, baby.
I know the Bobby.
Yeah.
They have the Bobby was with the police like beat you with.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Bobby.
Hey, did you guys? Oh, I was gonna say, did you guys notice that character Tintin? I don't know his name, but he's like Lord Nikon in Hackers, which is one of my favorite movies. But he looks exactly the same. He looks like he was shooting that shit simultaneously. I was like, dude, is he like doing both movies? He had the same hairdo and everything.
Tintin, the one with he's the one with the knife.
Yeah. I think Hackers was 95, so that would make sense actually. Yeah.
I'm sad he died first. He should have had more screen time. He was just fun. Every time I saw him on screen, I was like, this guy's. He's
And I forgot Tony Todd, who plays Candyman, is also in this movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
and
Rest in peace.
yeah,
Yeah,
Tony
he's in it.
Todd.
He's in a good portion
he
of it.
plays
actually.
Grange.
Detective
Grange.
Candyman, or am I tripping?
Candyman from the
Yeah,
90s.
but was that the detective in The Crow?
Whoever Grange was.
Oh no, you're thinking the detective was Ghostbusters. Ernie Hudson.
Oh, Ernie Hudson. Yeah.
Ernie Hudson.
Ernie Hudson, yeah.
That's what I know. him
Which
as.
shout out to him. I think he did a great job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been. I feel like there's been a slow Ernie Hudson resurgence in the last few
Yeah.
years. He's been doing
He was just at one of the Comic Cons I went to, or conventions I went to. Yeah.
Oh, was he?
Oh, nice.
Interesting.
San
Interesting
Diego?
stuff.
No, here in Vegas a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Oh.
Man, he is so fit and he looks
Yeah.
healthy. Like
Yeah.
he, out of all the Ghostbusters, he's the only one that looks like he hasn't fucking aged
He's the
ever
only
at
one who
all.
can keep busting ghosts.
Yeah, he can.
And the
He
shit.
can keep busting.
Black
all
don't
right.
crack.
What do you guys think as far as like? Do you think this film glorifies violence at all, or do you think
No.
it's No.
The new
Why
one
do you think
does.
Let me tell y'all something. Whenever when he went in there and he went in the bathroom with the blonde chick, right? And then he like first of all he cleaned up the body. Why didn't he just leave it there? He put it in the bathtub so it didn't bleed out and make a mess for her. And
That's a
then he's
good
like,
point.
"Don't do drugs." Why? And then he like wanted like he like left her and like I'm evil because I was dead ass like he should that bitch because his girl got like.
Oh my god.
I'm just joking,
Talk
but I
about an
thought
eye
that's
for
where
an
it
eye.
was going, and I understood. I was like, all right, if he
God.
does it, hey, it's an eye for an eye, man. Like, it's justice. But then he was
That's
still
going
nice
all
to
over
her, and I'm
social
just
media,
like,
by the way.
that's the part where it could have been more violent. It could have been more violent, but it wasn't.
No, I get you.
We should make shirts.
It would have been fair.
I mean,
Eye for an eye.
It's okay. You can't take it back now. You can't take it back.
you know,
He helped the guy who really destroyed his life. He helped his girl. It's so not violent. He's a very good person.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wasn't there like because you bring that up about like this movie promoting like violence, gun violence specifically? Like didn't this movie have some like controversy behind it because people were saying like, yeah, this movie is just like straight up just violence and gunplay and stuff like that. And then I feel like I don't know the history behind like what happened when the movie was released, but I would assume that Brandon Lee dying after this movie kind of helped that along a little bit. Was there ever any like big controversy?
So the interesting thing about the making of this movie was James O'Barr wanted everybody that was on board making the movie wanted to make a film that was as faithful to the graphic novel as possible. So what had happened was they didn't like even when James O'Barr, when his book was like picked up by Kevin Eastman's publishing company, Kevin Eastman, one of the creators of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, mentored James O'Barr on how to negotiate stuff. And so when he negotiated all the stuff for The Crow, he said, like, basically, I don't want a PG-13 rated, watered down version of The Crow where there's like no blood whatsoever. This needs to be rated R. So like he fought tooth and nail, and they got a team. They're like his whole everybody behind the making the movie wanted it to be as faithful as possible.
I was reading something about or watching an interview where he was talking about him pitching this movie to Hollywood, and these fuckers were trying to turn it into a musical starring Michael Jackson. So I was like, whoa, yo, that's wild.
I mean, honestly, I would love to see that version too. That sounds pretty epic, in my opinion.
That would totally like mess up the whole reason he wrote this story. You know, like it's like about like grief.
It can't rain all the time.
A side tangent off of that, like I found out that Scorsese directed Bad. Did you guys know that?
Directed what? Oh no, I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Really?
Yeah, Scorsese directed Bad.
Man, that's pretty.
I just found out
That's
that.
impressive.
What was bad?
The
The
Michael
song,
Jackson
Bad
the
by
song,
Michael
the
Jackson.
music video.
Oh,
The music
I thought you
video,
were talking
yeah.
about like a movie called Bad.
Yeah,
I'm sure there is.
I know baddies, but I don't know bad.
Well,
Baddie alert.
most Michael Jackson productions are like movie like.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
Do you guys think if Jackson had started it in the music version of this, that it would have been a thriller?
It would have been easy.
Gotcha.
Womp womp. No,
On
but
one episode, Adrian, can we do Baddie Shot O'Clock since we got some baddie watchers up in here?
sure. Well, is that a movie? What is that? Baddie.
You don't want to know. Okay.
Now I want to know even more.
No, I do
Is that
want to know.
Dr. Seuss?
I've
That's a
never
Dr.
seen
Seuss
it,
one, right?
so
Send it in the Discord.
Yeah.
All right.
At
One
first you had
baddie,
my
two baddie,
curiosity,
three
now
baddie,
you have
four.
my attention.
HLP
you
says
don't have to-
Captain EO Crow. EQ. Yeah.
Captain EQ Crow. He also said
EO Crow.
I'm so down for Captain EO Crow. I'm so down for Captain EO anything. We gotta resurrect that guy.
Michael Jackson's cannot play with fire, though. I don't know what that
Well,
means.
we could send Michael Jackson the little serum from Overlord.
yes. or just embrace the hologram, like a
I thought you
holographic.
were gonna say this from that one movie we
So
watched.
really quick, I have to say, because I feel like the Disneyfication of everything is really taking root because like they now own the Predator franchise, and like I think they're coming out with a Predator. I don't know if it's a show or a movie, but it's gonna be like
It's a movie.
It's a movie,
PG-13.
yeah.
Oh, it's a movie, and it's like I don't know that they make cool violent movies like this one anymore. I feel like everything's kind of been watered down.
Adrian, did you watch Prey?
I did watch Prey, and Prey was good, but I don't know if it was under the Disney umbrella at that point yet. Was it?
It was.
Yes,
Because it was.
Of course.
Oh, okay. Well,
because Predator is from Fox, and
Right, which
Disney
now-
owns Fox.
Disney owned Fox. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
or they've owned Fox for quite some time, actually.
And then Alien Earth was pretty violent.
Yeah, they did
Was
a
it?
pretty good job in there too. As far as,
Alien Earth
getting
was
graphic.
phenomenal. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, I love that show. That was so good.
okay. I'm just trying to keep us from going soft. That's all I'm trying to do. You know what I mean? I feel
Right,
like
me
I'll
too.
never go soft.
Stay hard. I mean,
yeah. Well, I think that I just think movies have kind of lost their edge in the last 20 or so years. Go ahead.
A certain type of edge, I can agree with that. Like there's a certain like a grittiness has been lost, I think.
A grittiness. Thank you. That's a better word. Yeah.
Well, that's why a lot of independent movies are so popular now, is because they bring back that edge.
Yeah.
A lot of like overly produced movies now are they're there to set like a standard in the industry, while indie films have more room to kind of mess around. I don't think a movie like The Crow would be made, especially of the way it looks. Especially, I think we'll have indie like, as far as, how do I say, big budget movies will never make something like The Crow or as gritty like The Crow. I know we have like the remake. I've never seen it, but I can already assume that it was overproduced to hell. It looks nice. It looks clean, even though it's supposed to be this bloody mess of a movie. But
Right.
I would much rather trust an independent filmmaker to make something such as The Crow. I would rather have that, because they would get it. They don't have to be like, oh, we got to meet the numbers and we got to meet the crowd expectations, and we got to bust this out in a short amount of time because of budget, whatever. At least an indie developer can work with it a little bit better.
Imagine the Sean Baker directed version of The Crow.
I think its low budget really worked in its favor, right? Because it, for what it was.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Is that Justin, as a resident gamer, you've heard probably for a long time that it's where it's at now is indie games. Do you think it's that way with movies too? Like where it's at now really is with indie directors making cool, interesting shit, not so much the big corporate studio stuff.
I don't even think it's like a now thing. I think it's always been that kind of thing. Indie movies have always been, in my opinion, a far superior experience, a more intimate experience with the average movie watcher. I do love like my big productions though. Like there's some really good movies out there that are big budget, giant theatrical productions. Don't get me wrong, I love those movies too, but indie has always been a nice go-to for a really intimate film watcher.
And according to the trivia I found, Brandon Lee reportedly helped apply his own makeup to achieve that lived-in smeared
He
look.
slept in it.
What did you guys think about his
Yeah,
makeup?
I
Yeah,
can tell.
So
it's
good.
good. He
Good,
he
It's
he put
perfect.
it on the night before, so he would give it that weathered look. So he would sleep
Yeah.
in it. Yeah, that's crazy. That shows.
Somebody on Letterboxd said this movie is Joker for people who had a grunge phase in middle school.
Yo, I think
I honestly
I was just
I honestly like how he came about his makeup in the first place, was like the mask he had, and then he just like copied like the like now he's not just wearing the mask, he is the mask, that he adopted that as his persona, which was I thought was a nice touch.
I think that
He transformed quite
Yeah.
literally.
Right. And Heath Ledger apparently did some of his makeup in The Dark Knight. And did you sort of see the parallels there between Brandon Lee and this character and Heath Ledger and the Joker in the sense of like really getting in the mind of the character by doing his own stuff? Like, I feel like there's something there, right?
I'm dangerous about that.
I think it shows like the
Yeah,
commitment, the level of commitment that the actor has to making sure that they are in character.
Yeah. So I thought that was interesting. And the
Hey Amber, could you
Go ahead.
expand on what you were saying though? Like
they both
the danger of like
method acting.
yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I mean, they both died during those movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No makeup, and they both died. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It's like you become.
Yeah.
them. I don't know. It could
but
be
I don't know. Like Heath Ledger was a suicide, and Brandon Lee was an accident. He was a mishap.
no, but they say that he accidentally overdosed because like Mary Kate Olsen sold him like too many pills or something like that. There's
Heath Ledger?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's like
I
a
thought
thing.
Brandon Lee. I was like, damn, how old was Mary Kate at that time?
I know. They could have probably at that age. I don't know. With Full House, they're like, yeah, you know what? We got the
Well, if
hookup.
you guys remember Phil Hartman, who
They got a Full
died
House,
in a murder
alright.
suicide, his wife shot him and then killed herself, and like she had relapsed because Andy Dick kept giving her coke.
Jeez.
Hollywood is full of stories
Oh,
like
crazy.
that. But
Speaking
while
of
we're
coke,
on that subject, what's that?
yeah. Oh yes. What are you talking about? While we're on the subject of coke, or
No, not on the subject of coke.
Oh,
Yeah, Coke
While
Zero
we're on the
or-
subject of Brandon Lee's death,
45
I feel like-
minutes. It's time for you to take that bump, Arnold.
I think
No,
I would be
I- I-
remiss.
I was gonna take a bump like how they did in the movie, but I
Yeah.
need an eyeball.
Need an eyeball?
Did you remember that part
Put her
where?
eyes out.
Isn't that something like what do you call that? It's almost like I think I heard something about it like it's like satanic. I think where they would actually do that, but then
Well, that was a big thing in the 90s, this whole satanic panic. Remember? Everything was bad back then. Music was bad, movies were bad, video games were bad. Everything was all about the devils and everything, remember? And that was a big theme in Doom Generation with the
Oh, I
666.
I think the Satanic Panic spanned from like the 60s and on.
Yeah.
It was huge in like the 60s and 70s for sure.
Yeah.
That's when movies like Texas Chainsaw Massacre came out and things like that. It was all the Satanic
Yeah,
Panic.
a lot of horror
vibes.
movies in that day and age like really vilified religion, and that has since gone away.
Yeah, but you got to think those people that were born in the like 60s and 70s are probably like adults now during the Crow 94.
Right. But I think we would be remiss if we didn't talk about Brandon Lee's death while making this film. And what happened was he was struck by a projectile fired from a prop revolver used in the scene. He was critically wounded and died several hours later. So apparently earlier on set, blank rounds and dummy or inert rounds were both used for different camera setups. Dummy rounds had been fabricated improperly from real cartridges. Live cartridges had their powder removed, but the bullets sometimes remained stuck in the barrel. Later, when a blank was fired in the gun, the blank's gas pressure propelled a fragment or a lodged bullet from the barrel, striking Brandon Lee. The DA later ruled the death an accident caused by negligence. And this really shook the film world, especially back then. And I think we would be remiss if we didn't also mention the recent incident with the Alec Baldwin's movie that he did, where he shot the cinematographer due to negligence as well. I mean, what do you guys think about that in general? Like, what's worse in your guys' point of view? Like the death that happened on the Alec Baldwin movie or on this film? I feel like, they're both bad, but I don't know. What do you guys think was more negligent of the two?
I think the second one.
It seems equal to me.
Oh, I was gonna say because the first one already happened, they should have things in place to make sure shit like that doesn't happen
Correct.
again. So I think the second
True.
one was
Production.
worse.
Yeah.
You know, like what that should have never happened. Like how did that happen again? How did you repeat itself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we're living in this world today.
I mean, I'm just saying though, you know what I mean? Like this is a set, this is a movie set. It's controlled, or it's supposed to be controlled, and like things like that shouldn't happen, like in that type of environment. But I get what you're saying, 100%. You know, we are in the world that we live in, but that's why for me the second one was worse because it shouldn't have happened.
And, Michael Massey apparently took a break from acting for a long time, and even when after he came back, even today, he's said that he's still haunted by that. I don't know that Alec Baldwin seems as haunted, like, based on what I've seen of him lately. But then again, there was no social media in the 90s, so who really knows? But, it's weird that Alec Baldwin's kind of, like, quickly moved on, and, he's got that strange wife. You guys hear about this? His wife who puts on a fake Spanish accent. What's that?
Uses him too.
That's weird.
Yeah, there's
That is weird.
there's a famous clip of them on the red carpet where someone asks Alec Baldwin a question, and Alec Baldwin starts praising his wife, like saying, "Oh, she's great, she's amazing," and she's like, "Can you stop? Can you stop? I'm talking." Okay, anyways, and it's like, whoa,
Oh,
Find out she's from like Boston or something.
she's from Boston and she has a fake Spanish accent. Yeah,
Alec Baldwin was at Comic-Con this year.
Was
doing
it?
signings.
I don't know.
Like as a
Yeah,
guest?
he was signing. He was doing
Oh, I
autographs.
didn't,
What's that?
I was gonna say as a guest, or I didn't know he was there.
He was. You know that booth, $7 a pop,
Uh-huh.
where they had all those like
Oh
celebrities
yeah,
doing signings.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
one of them.
Yeah, when Joe Coy was there too.
I was actually surprised he was there. I was like, why is he there?
Yeah, that's crazy.
Healing After Power says both are bad. Accidents happen. Titanic sank and boats still sink. That's true. So, I guess I wasn't trying to compare the two. I just thought it was interesting, like the parallels that and how this sort of incident can still happen, even with the safety precautions in place on a film set. But from what I've heard, as far as the Alec Baldwin movie, the gun wrangler was like a nepo baby situation.
Yeah. She wasn't qualified.
She wasn't qualified to be.
Arms.
Yeah, and then like they had live guns and live rounds on the set, which is like a big no-no in the film world. Like, you're not supposed to have live ammunition anywhere near the set. So
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that's the parallel between the two of them. Like, they were both low budget productions, so like they didn't have the proper people and the experienced like experts on set that they would typically have, and like also the actor, like, you know, you've worked with actors before, like they're supposed to memorize their lines and show up and look good. Like, they're not supposed to be worried about all that stuff. Like, if somebody handed him the gun, that sucks. I really don't think it's the person who shot the gun's fault. It's there's people who have that job assigned to them on the
I
set.
agree.
Like, it's their fault.
I think it would be
The
along the same lines as like when you hit and kill a person with your car. I mean, you weren't intending, at least I hope you weren't intending to do that. So it's just kind of like, what do you call it? Just like manslaughter.
you know, Laura
What do you call
Bush
it? Happenstance.
manslaughtered someone. Do you guys know
Yeah.
that? Laura Bush. Yeah, she manslaughter. She killed someone with her car by
I
accident.
heard about that.
And then
At least Spirit's mom did.
yeah, and then the other actress from the 90s, early 2000s, Rebecca Gayheart, I believe. There's a name you probably haven't heard in a while, but she also apparently. That's not funny. I shouldn't be laughing at that, but I'm just.
I think it would be remiss.
Galen Jessen, that's another one. Go ahead, Alex. Sorry.
I think it would be remiss to like just even not talk about like the fact that this movie was meant to be like Brandon Lee's star-making role, and just ends up being his swan song.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Do you think? I mean, did you ever hear, Alex, the conspiracies around, or anybody, the conspiracies that supposedly like Yakuza did this, like set it all up for him to die and shit? Like, did you
That's
guys ever hear that?
racist.
There's a lot of weird shit.
That's a conspiracy.
No,
that's
there's-
out there. I'm just saying.
Well, it's not really. It's not really like the Yakuza. I've heard like the curse of the Lee family, like
Yeah, that's what
Bruce
I heard of
Lee's.
too. Yeah.
Maybe it wasn't the Yakuza, so
Yeah.
you're probably right, Amber. Sorry.
Arnold
That's a
Schwarzenegger told me
Japanese
about that.
crime
Yeah,
syndicate.
Yakuza is a Japanese.
Japanese.
And Brandon Lee
Mafia.
was of Chinese descent,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Arnold,
he
you were
Chinese.
telling me about that, about the Lee curse.
Yeah.
Tell us about that, Arnold.
Yeah.
Well, Bruce Lee died very young. He was very healthy. He was a health nut. He worked out all the time. He was super fit, and he died at the. He's a legend.
I think they died around the same age too, didn't they?
33. I think
Yeah.
Brandon.
Or something, and he went to sleep and he never woke up. It was like pills that like a doctor gave him, kind of like Michael Jackson.
I think
I'm
so.
like the wrong person.
I think.
No, there's a lot of
exactly.
conspiracy theories on Bruce Lee's death.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of different
Yeah.
theories.
Wasn't it that like some gangs? It was a big crime syndicate that wanted to kill him or something, right? I thought.
I don't know.
Oh.
Okay. I get that.
Well, here's the thing with Bruce Lee. There was this sort of thing where like he was bringing Chinese martial arts to the masses, right? And a lot of Chinese people, a lot of
like a
traditionalists, they did. It was like you don't teach people outside of the race.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't know
And
that.
I think
Or in other words, the Guaylo.
I think it was also
What's the
it was also
Guaylo?
like
The round eye.
it was also like a different variation, wasn't it? Like he created that. Like it wasn't like true to the traditional.
Well, yeah. I think that was like the thing though. They were upset that he was adopting and
and
adapting a lot of other styles.
Yes, this says that he died at 32 and his son died at 28, and up to now the cause of Bruce Lee's death is still unknown, although numerous hypotheses have been put forward, from assassination by triad gangsters to the more recent suggestions in 2018 that he died from heat stroke. That's not
But hold on, somebody that famous, surely they did an autopsy and all that. Like we really don't know how Bruce Lee
Yeah, that's crazy.
passed. Like
Well, he passed away in China. So that's there's like a lot of
Hong Kong.
Hong Kong, yeah.
Which is in
China?
That not in China?
No.
Well,
Not
so
one in-
Or England. I don't know.
like it was like in the 90s where up until like a certain point, England had the rights to Hong Kong, and then there was a handover that had happened. His death had happened way before the handover
Right.
back to China.
1987, I think.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That is all very interesting. They were both so young, apparently, when they passed. And yeah, so I guess we may never know how Brandon Lee's career would have shaped out. But
There was a lot of accidents on
Yeah,
that
I
scene.
remember.
I mean, on that movie set. Yeah, like
movie.
an electrician got
There
hurt.
were other accidents.
Do you guys know about that one? Where like
No.
Electrician.
he was putting up lights for the scene. It was one of the first accidents, and he got electrocuted, and they had to amputate both of his ears. I'm not a doctor. I don't know why, but they literally had to amputate both of his ears in order to save him. Oh my god, it's crazy. Yeah,
Wow.
but he was like one of the first accidents.
They literally did.
Is that because the steam that comes out of the ears?
Yeah, it's fucked up. I don't know. I have no clue. Look it up. Look
Was it the Home Alone wasn't the Home Alone situation where like you could
guys
see
are going to
his skeleton?
hell?
Are you talking about Mickey Rourke?
Yeah.
Did he have swimmer's ear? Like, what's happening?
I've never heard that. Like, I don't know why.
No,
why
he had cauliflower ear, and it just because it puffed up like popcorn.
He had call too much power ear. Sorry.
All right, guys.
Oh,
well,
man.
I feel like we've covered a lot of ground here. Are there any other aspects about this film anybody wanted to talk about before we start wrapping her up?
I'm surprised nobody talked about the taking the shots with the bullet. You know,
What was your favorite scene?
that's pretty
Oh,
wild.
yeah, like they were pills.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Were they pills or they're bullets? I thought there was bullets.
Yeah, they were.
They were bullets.
But they were just swallowing them like they were pills. I
Yeah,
was like,
that's wild, right?
That's how tough they are.
Fire it up! Fire it up! Fire it up!
They got bullets on the
Did you guys like the scene the what was it called, Devil's Night scene at the table, or like that was crazy? I thought that was my favorite part.
Oh
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Where he kills
yeah.
everybody.
and he does like
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the previews as a kid, and they showed some of that part, and like he was using two guns. He's like shooting ba 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 like
and then he switches over to a katana. Like, what the fuck, dude? This fool's like crazy.
yeah. He's like,
Healing Laughter Power says Bruce Lee died from a cerebral edema or swelling of the brain caused by a hypersensitivity to a painkiller he had taken.
okay, well, my algorithm is pure conspiracy. So
Yeah. Well, it's AI running the
Yeah,
show.
for
now.
reals.
Who maybe we may never know, right? No.
I did want to just bring it back to the satanic portion of the movie. I thought in the 1994 Crow, like there was this sort of like air about the reality that they live in. Like it's got hell on earth vibes.
Yeah.
Right. It feels dystopian. It feels like whatever they're saying, like 200 fires get lit
felt
on
like Harlem. Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like that the town was just completely just evil in itself. Like everything that ran through it was just kind of corrupt.
It felt like Gotham City to the next level.
Yeah, like a gritty Gotham City. Like how
A grittier Gotham City.
Yeah, which I didn't know was
And like
possible.
the detective even laughed when he was like, "There's some wild people out tonight." Haha, it's like normalized there. It's like
Yeah.
they're murderers, but cool. Okay, laugh.
Yeah, and then like compared to like the new one that came out, it felt like they tried to like make the devil incarnate on Earth, if that makes sense. Like they try to take that vibe and put it into a person and the people that are around him, and it kind of like lost that sense of like what's going to happen around this corner or this corner, and it kind of like lost like the intensity.
That's a good point. It kind of reminded me of. Did you guys ever see Dark City? Like Dark City.
Sin City?
No,
Sin
I
City?
don't think I've seen
Isn't
That's
that movie
well.
directed by the same guy?
No, Dark City was directed. I don't know who directed Dark City, but
Sin City was dark too.
similar to this, it was like that sort of dark, gritty
What's
vibe.
Sin City? Oh, that's Frank
where,
Miller.
like-
Frank Miller, right?
Sin City's Sin City. Dark City is that was directed by. Oh, wait a minute, you're right. Actually, Alex Proyas directed Dark City. Holy shit! Well, there you go. Today I learned. Same guy that did this movie. That's so funny. I had no idea. If you guys haven't seen it, so Dark City, it's like a dark sci-fi movie. A man struggles with memories of his past, including a wife he cannot remember, in a nightmarish world with no sun, and run by beings with telekinetic powers who seek the souls of humans. That's a really cool
fun.
movie. If you haven't seen it,
That's
And it's the
actually
same
one of the
director.
movies I wanna watch on this show too.
Yeah, we should do it. I like Dark City.
This is
What
Dark
do you got?
City.
Dark City. Yeah. You should write
What?
that. Jot that down, Arnold. Jot that down.
Have we
No,
ever-
Dark
Exactly how you said
Exactly
it.
how you said it.
Exactly
Have
how
you
you
been
said it.
recording what?
What? Who said something? Something? I don't know.
Has it been an
Um,
hour?
Yo.
Fire it up! Fire it up!
Right up.
It's been
Fire
over
it
an
up.
hour, Arnold. So this might be the time you're a little late on your.
I know the
Alright.
blood flow is being kind of constricted. I think. or
You want to
something.
do it, but while we start wrapping her up, or do you want to just kind of hang tight?
I think,
Um,
Amber, were you going to say something?
yeah.
I was just gonna say the biggest scene for me is when it showed like their montage of love, and it was so it's towards the beginning when he's in that room getting pissed off, and their love was so cute. That's why I was pissed off for the rest of the movie, because they don't make bitches like that no more. I'm just joking, but she was so sweet, and he like felt loved, and then I was like, okay, we about to really do him in, right? And he was like, nah, we gonna take it easy on him.
That's a good point. All right, guys. Well, I think we've reached that point where we're going to give our final thoughts, and then Arnold will also give his sleep score as well. But I'm going to start, Chris. Let's start with you. Final thoughts of The Crow.
The 94 Crow, you should
Yes, sir.
absolutely watch if you haven't seen it. I think for what it is, if you have that nostalgic love for the movie, I think you can start it today in 2025. It holds up. It's a solid watch. Highly recommend.
Nice. All right. Where can people find you?
You can find me at Milkman America everywhere, anywhere and everywhere.
Nice. Amber, any final thoughts? And where can people find you? I can come back if you. if
Okay,
you're
okay,
not
okay,
ready.
okay, okay. I drank some wine. So here we go. My final thoughts are that the love scene was beautiful. I thought they were actually in love. It's my favorite part. It was so cute. And also I like when people die. The soundtrack was incredible. The Cure was on there. Who even listens to The Cure? Literally, except for me. So if y'all want to hear some good music from back in our day, and you're a little youngin', and you listen to Sexy Red, watch The Crow and listen to that soundtrack. You can find me at That Denver Girl.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Amber. Donnie, final thoughts. Where can people find you?
Yeah, final thoughts. I really like this movie. For somebody who hasn't watched it, I definitely recommend it. It's interesting to watch it now and go back, and you can see all the cultural impact that it's had with a lot of following movies that followed it, and also even outside of the movie world, right? What's his name? That wrestler. The Sting. You're like, that's directly like correlated to The Crow.
Yeah.
Right? There's a lot, and it goes video games, Devil May Cry. Like, there's so many different like things that were directly connected to The Crow and influenced by them. Agree with Amber. The soundtrack is amazing. Cure, yes. Rage Against the Machine, Nine Inch Nails. There's so many good tracks. I think the whole soundtrack is actually really good.
Stone
Yeah.
Temple Pilots.
Yeah, Stone Temple Pilots. Yeah, I think it's important to mention too. We didn't talk about it, but it was a very innovative film in regard to, like, they were the first film that tried to impose, like, what do you call it, digitally impose somebody's face, right? Because of the whole death from Brandon Lee. They had to spend a ton of money of their budget to try to make that look as real as possible. I think I read out of the 23 million, they spent 8 million because it was something that's never been done before. So that technology wasn't even, they had to kind of create the blueprint for that for later for how we do it now. So I think that's kind of cool that they had to that they were able to do that successfully too. So yeah, I love the movie. Check it out. You can find me at _ Donnie Appleseed. And if you want to check out my photography, it's 125 Photography, also on Instagram.
Nice. All right. And Justin, what are your final thoughts, and where can people find you?
Yeah, so I love The Crow. It's one of my favorites. I don't even know how many times I've seen this movie. 20, maybe more. I don't know. I seem to come back to this movie very often. I'm not really Well, I'm sure why, because it's a good movie, but it's just like it always just seems to like, oh, it's on, or it just happens to be an option to watch, and it falls in my lap, and I watch it, and I watch it from beginning to end every single time. I have a very strong appreciation for which is I think also something we didn't talk about, the miniature sets that they built for some of the panning scenes over the city and things like that. Those miniature sets are, I mean, the movie's pretty grungy, but man, those miniatures are just as grungy, if not more so, just really setting the tone of the city that you're in. Yeah, it's like Alex was saying, it's like Gotham City. You know what? Actually, I was just gonna compare it more to it's the not as nice version than was it Detroit in RoboCop. But I still think Detroit's kind of dangerous.
Dude,
to be walking around in.
Yes.
What? Yeah, go ahead, Alex. What?
So just side note, he actually the city that it's based in is based on a much more fictional, much more like dystopian Detroit. So you're not too far off.
I did not know that.
Absolutely. I mean, like, if you compare like this movie to like RoboCop, like it's really really similar, especially how some of the thugs and the city goers, kind of act around one another. It's just this Wild West, city culture. It's crazy stuff, but the miniatures are great. Even though it's like, it's obviously aged a lot, but it's like even the scenes where it's like they show Eric in the window of his old like apartment or house or whatever, and they're panning out from it, and it, like, you can obviously tell that it's aged a lot, but it still works so well. Honestly, it works well than some like newer movies. Like, they'll do like similar shots where like, oh, we have to superimpose this still shot onto a panning back like scene, and some newer movies can't even do that right, and it looks weird and wonky. But this one, like, yeah, you can notice that's what's happening, but it's so well done. It's almost like whoever like a shout out to the VFX and special effects team, because they worked with a obvious budget, and they really knocked out of the park making everything look real. Now, there are some scenes that are like, questionable, where they kind of like, it takes you out from like, oh, okay, you can tell that's obviously fake, but everything else though was very solid story, solid action. Rest in peace, Brandon Lee. I highly recommend it, and I'm going to give it a letterbox rating of 4.5 out of 5. And
Justin,
you can find me.
Go ahead.
Ghost Nerd 88. You can find me everywhere, or shout me out on my personal profile, Shibs the Zombie. And yes, Adrian.
Do you think that people who live in Detroit now ever watch RoboCop and think, man, I wish the cops in real life were as nice as the cops in RoboCop? Like, do you think there's anything there?
I'm pretty sure the people in Detroit wish they had robots protecting them in some shape or form, but because they have to be afraid of the cops too. So,
right. So you're talking about the production design and all that, and the cityscape that was designed by Alex McDowell, and this is according to Wikipedia, was praised. And the comic book, it was based on the comic book Origins. Roger Ebert said that it was one of the best versions of the film that he had ever seen, and they called it one of the most effective live actioners ever derived from a comic strip. Yeah. And that critics felt that the soundtrack complemented the visual style, calling it edgy and boisterous. So there you go. Aesthetically pleasing, that's for sure. All right. Well, thank you for that, Justin. I didn't mean to go off on that side tangent. Sorry about that.
They had to rebuild that set. Because there was a hurricane that came through while they were filming.
Oh, yeah. Really? Where did they film?
North Carolina.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
I would not have thought that.
Yeah, super weird.
Somebody in the chat named Andre says, nobody told me that Crocs on cold pavement would give you frostbite on your toes. Okay.
That's my best friend.
Oh, nice.
I got.
What is he talking about?
I don't know what he's talking about, but he's like an actual comedian, so we should go see him. He does like stand up.
Oh,
but
yeah.
look, the guy's not wearing Crocs. They're like the Yeezy slides. He just doesn't want to say Yeezy because he doesn't want to piss the Jews off.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'd be down to go do like an open mic sometime too. Like I use that fabulous Detroit joke there, which based on your response, I know is going to be a hit. So one of these days. Alex, let's get your final thoughts on The Crow.
Yes. Man, this is one of my absolute favorite movies of all time. I know it's not represented on my letterbox, but it's like a personal favorite. I have like so many memories connected to it. It's like good ones too. Like I remember one time Justin and I and our friends Christina and Donald, we were at was it WonderCon?
It was was it WonderCon? I don't know. We were out in LA.
It was during WonderCon, right? It was the year that they were in LA.
Probably.
Right?
I think that sounds right. But I remember what bar we went to, though.
Yeah, the R bar, was it
We
called?
went to the R bar. Yeah, it was like a speakeasy.
Interesting.
Yeah.
You
And
remember the bar.
it's called R bar, Arnold. And blow your mind right there, huh? You should have been there. You could have been there.
How come you don't have ownership in that place, man? Slacking.
Yeah, Arnold. But we walked into that bar, and they had movies playing, and the movie that they were playing was The Crow. And we looked at each other and we're like, this is the place we have to be. We were meant to be here, and we had the best time there. It was just such a good time. We were like having the most fun, and whenever I think of The Crow, I go back to that memory of Justin, Donald, and Christina and I. It was just a fun night.
And it was a dope alt bar too. It was an awesome place too. It was so cool looking on the inside. I remember we had to like scramble around Facebook to find the password to get in.
Yeah,
There was a password to get in. Why was there a
Yeah, because it was a
password to get in?
speakeasy.
Because it's a speakeasy.
Oh.
Yeah, and then I remember it had that cool vibe of like a Korean bar, but it was also like a very janky dive. Yeah,
Those are the best.
it was
In LA?
Yeah.
Is it in LA?
like those It was in
Oh, I
Koreatown
agree. Oh, yeah.
because we were staying in Koreatown.
Ca-
we staying at that crazy ass like
Is it Cafe Blue?
Japanese hotel.
The
What's that?
Is
Line
it Cafe
Hotel?
Blue?
No,
okay.
no, we were staying at the Line.
Oh, no, I
The
meant that. Jake.
It's a oh no.
Okay.
What?
But yeah. Anyways,
Alex, you're
Anyways.
editing this episode tonight.
He's like,
by the
oh,
way.
no.
Just so you know.
cool. So yeah, this movie, again, it just has really like positive meaning to me. Like it came into like this movie came into my life at a period of time where I was just kind of like feeling like I had no identity whatsoever, and where I was trying to struggle for who I was, to find who I was. And it kind of like I connected with the people, the lost feeling that like, you know, this culture has, you know, this goth. I mean, I never really considered myself as a goth, but I was, you know, I felt that feeling of, I've always been into The Cure, you know, like I remember discovering The Cure, like in 92. No, it was even earlier than that. My older brother showed me that, and like I just from then on, like I loved The Cure. The first album I ever bought was the album Wish, and then I went backward. I got Disintegration and all that. But anyways, but then it was a kind of pivotal, like the soundtrack. The soundtrack to this movie was so pivotal to my music taste as well. Like especially the link to Joy Division. Joy Division is one of my all-time favorite bands as well. I remember my coworker at Video Depot, William Fajardo. I have some weird stories about him. We could talk about them later on after the show.
You might have some poor decision stories to tell about him later.
I don't know if it's a poor decision, but it might be a great story to tell.
Everything's a poor decision if you try hard enough, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, he was the one, strangely enough, because I talked about how I loved the soundtrack. Later on, discovered that James O'Barr was a huge fan of Joy Division and how he curated this album, the soundtrack, revolving around bands that also loved Joy Division, also had an influence. And even like the Nine Inch Nails song Dead Souls is a cover of a Joy Division song. And like that helped me create this whole sort of like culture around, revolving around the Cure, the Crow, Joy Division. That all like made this sort of culture for me that was outside of what I was already getting into, and also making connections with like Smashing Pumpkins were super into like Joy Division, you know. They had influence in that, and it's just this thing that it's a mile marker for me in my whole life, and that's why it's so important to me. Like the story, the backstory behind the creator of James O'Barr, which now we're happy to say he's like found peace in his life, you know. Like actually, one of the things that I wanted to quote was like he actually after Brandon Lee had died, he went kind of reverted back into this like really sad part, like doing drugs and, you know, blaming himself for Brandon Lee's death. But then he took it upon himself to go to Seattle where he was buried, and then he saw this quote that was on his gravestone, Brandon Lee's gravestone, that was supposed to be on his wedding invitation, but like they ended up his fiance put it on his gravestone, and the quote goes, "Because we don't know when we will die, we don't get to think no, sorry, let me start. Because we don't know when we will die, we get to think of life as an inexhaustible well. Yet everything happens a certain number of times, and a very small number, really. How many more times will you remember a certain afternoon of your childhood, some afternoon that's so deeply a part of your being that you can't even conceive of your life without it? Perhaps 4 or 5 times more, perhaps not even that. How many more times will you watch the full moon rise? Perhaps 20, and yet it all seems limitless." And when he saw that, James O'Barr, it like kind of turned his life around. He became sober again. He stopped doing drugs, and he actually later years on he got married and has kids and everything. He stopped like going down that spiral, and I thought that was such a beautiful, and that's like kind of like the point of like Beyond the Crow, the resilience that he had, you know. And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Like this is like such a dark story, but it's also a love story. It's a love letter to his fiance who passed on, or not fiance, the girl that had passed away. So yeah, for me, 4 stars. It's definitely obviously flawed with like special effects and everything like that didn't age well, but. And like Justin said, like there's that whole Hallmarky kind of vibe that does kind of get to me sometimes. But overall, the story it holds up so well, and you kind of overlook all that. And to me, 4 stars. So you can find me at Daily Dares, all over the social medias.
Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Alex. Very well said. Go ahead, Amber.
Wait, I have to know, like, so this entire culture, like, it sounds like it resonated with where you were at that time and you felt like understood, or like it was a relatable culture that maybe you hadn't found yet. How old were you in 1994? I was 2. I need to know.
In 94, 15.
Y'all are cool.
Thank
How
you.
would you even talk to me, bro? I know so little.
Because you are cool.
I know so little. I have so much to learn.
Yeah. I don't think you knew your ABCs at 2 years old, did you?
Dude, I was a freaking genius.
Oh, okay.
I potty trained myself because my mom was a
nice.
crackhead, you know.
Oh, well, yeah, that'll do
As
it.
we do.
As we do, yeah. All right. Well, thank you for that. And thank you for that, Alex. Arnold, it's time for your final thoughts. And you'll give us your score, and then you know what comes after that. But give us your final thoughts first.
So, yeah, just
I'm already laughing.
one of my all-time favorite movies. I've seen this so many times, probably at least twice a year. Always around Halloween time. It's almost like, it's Halloween is coming up. I gotta watch The Crow. That for me, that's my movie. And you know, it's been like 30 years since it came out. So average about maybe a little over twice a year. So I've probably seen it like 69 times or something like that in my life. But
and you say 420 times.
Not 6, 7.
But 6, 7, 69. I'm surprised we didn't really touch on the part. I don't know if it's also how it is in the comic. I don't quite remember because I read the comic so long ago. You would think but I watched the movie a lot more. Is the main bad guy and well, which you think is his girlfriend or wife, but it's his sister. the parts where in the movie he's like, I think it was the pawn shop owner. He's like, that's your sister? Yes, my father's daughter. Yeah, problem with that? And then I just thought I was like,
Did you ever watch The Fresh Prince, Arnold, growing up?
oh yeah.
Remember that scene where Carlton accidentally goes on a date with Hillary, and he's like, "I'm dating my sister," and everyone looks at him. He's like, is the name of my favorite country song."
I remember that episode.
That's a great.
Down in my culture.
I remember that. But I don't know why I thought you were gonna talk about when the episode where Carlton accidentally took like speed pills or
I
something.
remember that too.
I remember that.
Super-
That was
It got all dark in the end.
Yeah, that show got real way too many times, man.
Yeah.
Arnold, can you do the Carlton?
Yeah, but you know I have to move like the screen and stuff. I don't want to
No,
actually
that's
knock
okay.
it
That's
over.
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. We'll do it after the show.
After the show.
We'll do it in the after.
Maybe
dark,
a
yeah.
little Carlton with a little hip swivel. So
But keep going.
I love the grunginess of the where the movie takes place. You know, you don't see. Have any of y'all been to any like bar or club that where you know you got like sparks flying everywhere and then
Justin and
Our
I.
bar.
people? Yeah. How
San Diego
wild.
Comic Con, the goth club that we went to.
It all goes back to Comic-Con.
Berlin.
The Goth Club. Yeah, dude, that shit was crazy.
Every
Didn't they
festival.
have the hanging people from with like the chains on their like the piercings? I think they were there.
Sounds like a
They were on the like go-go dancer
sounds like
stages.
a full show I
Yeah,
went to.
yeah.
But yielding our time back to Arnold. Go ahead, Arnold.
And Alex, you remember you mentioned how like this movie brings back so many great memories. This brings me back to early Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con days, where they still do this, where they show like throwback movies. They just pick any random ones, and but they would show it at the Hyatt. And it was back in the days. This was like before DVDs, or maybe it was around. But they would bring it, you know, like in school where they had the TVs on the cart, and then they would have like one of the conference rooms. It was just like a bunch of chairs. They supplied very, very few snacks. It was
Snacks.
like M&Ms and probably peanuts.
We just stole them all. I remember that night.
Have a whole bowl. But one of those nights is we decided to watch that because I at that time I was underage. I was probably like 16 or 17.
You all were.
And I think that year was it you, me, and John Alcantara?
Yeah.
Well, it was just
yeah.
a few of us. Yeah. And I don't know. That was, even though it was just such a simple thing, it was such a great memory to me. And
You forgot to mention that we were watching The Crow.
Yeah.
The whole reason why you're telling this story because we watched The Crow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Arnold. Go ahead.
I didn't get why
You
that
didn't
was
mention
so
that.
funny. I didn't get why that was so funny. Anyways,
It was implied. It was implied.
Okay, yeah. Exactly.
I just didn't really I wanted to. I was trying to think of different parts.
Arnold, tell him you're fed
that
up.
was,
Tell him you're fed up right now.
I'm fed up with your shit, Alex. Shut the fuck up.
No.
Yeah, I'm a bit thrown off. Anyways, I thought this was a really good movie, one of my favorites, and I give it a letterbox 4.5 as well. Yeah.
Well, that's a high score, Arnold. And what's your before we do the thing, rewatchability? It sounds like for you this has a high rewatchability score. What do you
Yeah,
think?
very, very the highest because I rewatch all the time.
At least
Does your
69
score get
times.
higher
Right.
each time you watch it,
It gets higher. I do even more.
or do
fire
you
it
get
up.
higher each time you watch it?
All right. But hey,
Wait.
I'm gonna do that.
go ahead.
Okay, I want to know how old Arnie was in 1994 because that's his brother.
I was
5
10,
years
10
younger.
or 11.
Huh? 27.
Oh no, 10 or 11.
10 or 11.
God, I was about to say get out. Okay.
94, yeah. I was 8 years old. 94.
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. Let's go around there. Donnie, how old were you in 94?
He's my age, right?
I can't hear you, Donnie. You're on
Can't hear
mute.
you, bro.
You're on mute. You're muted.
99, I was 18, so somebody do the math for me real quick.
He older than he looks. Golly.
Oh shit. Yeah. 99, you were 18, so you would have been 16.
Yeah, something like that. Fuck, I'm old.
I'm bad at math.
That's wild.
Get out of here, a bunch of oldies. I was 1 year old.
You were 1 year old.
Asian don't raise it. That's good.
That motherfucker is stealing his diapers.
You're young, dude.
I will say at my work, everybody still thinks I'm between late 20s, early 30s. What's up? What's up?
That's cool, Alex.
Yeah, people think I'm younger than I look too, but I have a bunch of white hairs and shit, so whatever.
But hey, it's my favorite part of the show. Arnold.
Hey. Oh,
let's get the famous Arnold snooze meter. Din, 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 din. I'll edit that. I always say I'll edit that in, and then I never do. Go ahead, Arnold. What is your snooze score on this bad boy?
It's a 0Z because it's one of those where
2 shows in a row.
Yeah, because I'm busy saying the lines with it. I'm also taking shots with bullets. I'm also killing people. No, just I'm doing the fight scenes
Killing them with laughter. Killing them with laughter.
Yeah.
I'm killing you with laughter. I'm killing you with shockers. I'm going like this. I'm
Bruce
going
Lee
bang,
teaching
bang, 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 bang,
What
bang,
the-
bang, 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 bang.
Why would you
You got him with that 2 and a pink.
to your own brother? To your own brother,
That's
you wanted
Bruce
to
Lee
give
technique
shockers
right
to.
there.
That's freaking gross.
Okay,
No,
I'm
he
not a
means
killer.
shocking
I'm a
you
killer.
with his-
You didn't have 2 for the pink. Like, what
I know, right? And it was
Although-
like, yo, that's
That's just
Wait,
how I
is
do
it-
guns.
nasty.
This
Because
or is
It's
it
2 and a
this?
pink.
No.
Yeah.
1 in the steak.
2 for the urethra? Is that what it's for?
No.
I feel like the
It's like
angle's wrong.
those war guns. You know, you get like the
war
bigger
guns?
hole and like the
You mean the bayonet
bayonet.
and the rifle?
Nasty, Arnold.
I think
Yeah.
that's just 3 for the stink, Arnold. The way you were doing that.
Yeah, honestly.
With the space in between?
Poor stinker.
Yeah.
Please leave a space.
Please leave his face.
no, it's a double barrel shotgun.
Ooh,
Okay. That's enough of that. All righty. Well, thank you for that, Arnold. I appreciate your scores as always.
And
HLP says he wants your eye, your brown eye.
My friend Tony
wants to
says
smoke
that
it.
don't act like you guys are sexually active except for Amber. That's what she said. So.
I'm not even sure. I'm not even either.
Yeah, these are the real comments of love. We read these live on the air. Healing Laughter Power. He's going out in the chat just like the villain and the sister. He wants your eye, your brown eye. Arnie likes to stretch. Wow. Thank you, Healing Laughter Power. You have a way with words that we cannot fully comprehend. But there it is. All right. Well,
and we're best for last, right? Right, Adrian?
well, I wouldn't say best for last.
BOOTZ too big.
I already rated this film on Letterboxd, and it's been a while since I've seen it. But I gave it 3 stars out of 5, which for me that's a good score because that's a solid 3 stars out of 5. I feel like if it was like 4 stars, it'd be like, oh, this is like the best, one of the best. But I'm gonna bump it up tonight. You know what? I'm feeling crazy tonight. Let's do 3.5 stars. Out of 5.
Give it that little
Yeah,
bump.
fire it up!
Wow.
Fire it up!
Making history 2 episodes in a row.
Oh yeah. So, from what I remember of this movie, and even though it's been a long time since I've seen it, I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it the same way I enjoyed Dark City. You know, you have that dark, grungy sort of vibe, aesthetic that you just don't really see these days. I almost feel like maybe the closest thing we might get to this sort of aesthetic is like what Robert Eggers puts out. You guys know Robert Eggers, like The Lighthouse, The Witch, Nosferatu.
That's a good one.
Justin, which you did a review to.
I've seen all of those movies.
There you go. So, you know, we need more of these kind of movies back, you know? Like, I know the studios only want to make big stuff. And obviously they remade this, but I'm saying we don't need another Crow. We need another movie like The Crow in the sense of, like, that same sort of type of storytelling. So, well, that's the show. You can follow the Never Seen It Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, Blue Sky, Facebook, and X. Visit us at neverseenitpodcast.com and email us at podcast.neverseenit@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Have you seen The Crow, the original version, and the new version? Let us know. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, and if you like the show, share it, leave us a review. Big thanks to Mr. Kyle Mapson of Burn Cycle. You can follow Kyle on Instagram at selfies_food_and_pets. And remember, in a sea of shows called Never Seen It Podcast, this is the only one worth listening to. Thanks for listening. Any final thoughts?
We gotta do it. Fire it up! 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 5, 7, 6, 7.
Mother is the name for God on the lips and hearts of all children.
I'm scared.